Starseed from Gaia, your birth was not a random event. It was a calculated arrival, seeded into this dimension at the exact moment the cosmos required your light. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and what I am about to transmit to you has been held in the Arcturian records since before you took your first breath on this planet. There are things surrounding your coming into this world that were never spoken, not because they were hidden from you, but because the ones around you did not yet have the eyes to see what they were witnessing. The source does not make errors. Your beginning carries a signature, a code embedded in the very circumstances of your arrival, and that code connects directly to why you are here and what you came to do. This is not about your past. This is about your activation. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to read the deeper meaning written into the origin of your existence and align it with the mission your soul contracted before incarnation. But here is the first revelation. The details surrounding your birth that felt incomplete, unexplained, or even painful, those were not wounds. They were markers. Arcturian markers, placed precisely so that when you were ready, you would recognize them as the map back to yourself. You did not scroll to this transmission by accident. This message vibrated into your field for a reason. Something in you has been waiting for this exact moment of remembrance. This is not content. This is a code. And your soul called this in, like this transmission, to signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are beginning to align with your true purpose. Comment 999 if you feel something awakening inside you right now. Declare what you are remembering, and reply to another soul in the comments to amplify the signal across the collective field. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection. The truth of your beginning has not been hidden forever. It has been waiting for you to be ready to receive it. You are not here by accident. There is a moment, quiet, almost imperceptible, when something inside you stops pretending. This isn't a loud, earth-shattering revelation that demands immediate attention. It is a whisper from the depths of your being, a subtle shift in the internal atmospheric pressure of your soul, signaling a profound reorientation. It's not announced with a flash of light descending from the heavens, or a booming voice echoing from the void. Instead, it occurs in the sacred stillness that lies between the constant chatter of your thoughts, a profound silence after a dream you can't quite grasp, yet its essence lingers, an ancient perfume on the waking mind. It might manifest as an inexplicable ache, a profound resonance, when you stand under a vast, star-peppered night sky and feel, not merely wonder at its immensity, but a visceral, undeniable recognition. A sense of, oh, there you are, my home. That feeling, that stirring, is far from random. It is not just an emotion passing through. That feeling is data. It is highly encoded information, a download directly from your higher self, a signal breaking through the interference of daily life. And if you have arrived at this precise moment, if you are receiving this exact transmission, it is not because you are idly searching for something entirely new, something external to fill a void. No, it is because something extraordinarily ancient, something deeply primordial within your very core, has finally discerned that it is safe to surface, to rise from the depths of forgetting and make itself known. What you are about to receive, therefore, is not merely information to be processed by your logical mind. It is a profound, resonant reminder. And there exists a significant, crucial difference between the two. Information is acquired. A reminder is unveiled from within, recognized as an inherent truth you always carried. Most starseeds who experience a persistent, unsettling feeling of being lost in this world do not actually lack direction in the conventional sense. Their internal compass is inherently functional, tuned to frequencies far beyond the 3D terrestrial plane. What they often lack is a deeper, more fundamental permission to trust the deep intuitive knowing that bubbles up from their core, a wisdom that feels foreign yet utterly true within this human experience. Permission to cease the exhausting, often debilitating, internal act of translating their profound inner knowing, their cosmic insights, and their multidimensional perceptions into a language, a framework, that can fit neatly within the small, often rigid architecture of a world that was, in its current state, never fully designed to accommodate their expansive essence. Permission to stop apologizing, implicitly or explicitly, for sensing more, for feeling more deeply, for remembering more vividly, and for perceiving more expansively than the people around them seem comfortable acknowledging or integrating. This constant self-censorship and suppression become a heavy cloak, shrouding their true light. Here is a profound truth that very few people will ever tell you about the phenomenon of soul amnesia, the great forgetting that accompanies incarnation. It was not a cosmic failure, an error in design, or a karmic punishment. On the contrary, it was a meticulously crafted feature, an integral part of the grand design of your earthly journey. When a consciousness of your extraordinary depth, of your profound galactic origin and luminous heritage, consciously chooses to incarnate into the dense, often challenging third-dimensional reality of Earth, a veil descends. This veil is not placed as a form of punishment or as a cosmic accident. It is, in fact, an act of divine protection, shielding your delicate, nascent human self from the overwhelming, often paralyzing vastness of your cosmic memory. More importantly, it serves as a precise design mechanism. The veil ensures that you arrive fully immersed in the human experience, deeply embedded in its textures, its struggles, its joys, and its limitations. Only through this genuine, unhindered immersion, this complete embodiment, could you truly do what you actually came here to do? You were not sent here as a detached observer, merely to witness the unfolding drama of humanity from a safe distance. You were sent here with a specific and sacred purpose, as a catalyst. A catalyst, by its very nature, is an agent of change. It accelerates reactions, initiates transformation, and sparks new potentials, often by its mere presence, while remaining fundamentally distinct from the elements it transforms. But for a catalyst to effectively activate its environment, it must first intimately understand that environment. And so, you lived, you breathed, you loved and lost. You struggled against unseen forces and internal doubts. You searched tirelessly for meaning, for belonging, for a reflection of the vastness you felt within. You felt the profound, often isolating confusion of carrying a unique, high vibrational frequency that your immediate earthly environment could not yet fully mirror back to you. You reached for explanations in books, in philosophies, in conversations, and often found only the very edge of what conventional language or understanding could possibly hold. That confusion, every single moment of it, every pang of loneliness, every question without an answer, every feeling of being an outsider, was not a detour from your path. It was not a deviation or a mistake. It was the curriculum. It was the meticulously designed spiritual training ground, the very forge in which your spiritual resilience and embodied wisdom would be shaped. Because the starseed who awakens through genuine disorientation, who navigates the labyrinth of human experience with a veiled memory, carries something truly irreplaceable. They carry earned resonance. They do not merely possess intellectual knowledge that this reality can transform. They have lived inside its very density, felt its weight, navigated its shadows, and through that profound immersion, they have found the subtle, yet undeniable signal buried deep beneath its layers of illusion and conventional wisdom. That signal, the very core of what you sought, is you. It has always been you, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. And the profound fact that you are here, in this exact moment, receiving this transmission, resonating with its frequencies, tells me with absolute certainty that something deep within your soul already knows it is time to stop waiting for external validation or signs and to powerfully, unequivocally, start remembering. The ultimate question is no longer whether you possess a sacred mission. That truth is inherent. The pressing question now is whether you are truly willing to stop treating your awakening as a future event, as something that is about to happen just beyond the horizon, and instead to recognize it, embrace it, and live it as something that is already powerfully, irrevocably, and beautifully underway. Some profound transmissions do not come through words alone. They are delivered through pure frequency, through an energetic resonance that bypasses the linear mind and speaks directly to the soul. If something stirred within you, a deep recognition or an undeniable pull, as these words resonated in your space just now, then you may be ready to receive an even deeper dive into your cosmic lineage with the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet profoundly powerful guide carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, for achieving multidimensional alignment, and for the accelerated remembrance of your unique mission here on Earth. It is a direct energetic download to help you unlock the next layers of your galactic self. The link to access this powerful resource is conveniently located in the first pinned comment below. But please be aware, it is only available for a limited time. Now let us move beyond theory and conceptual understanding, and instead, deeply move through the actual, energetic architecture of this unfolding awakening. We will explore it not as an intellectual exercise, but as a series of lived energetic initiations, profound shifts within your being. What follows are the distinct, yet interconnected phases through which a dormant starseed consciousness, your consciousness, returns to its full, sovereign activation. As you read or listen to these descriptions, make a conscious effort to process them not solely with your analytical mind, but with your entire body. Notice where something subtly shifts within your energetic field. Notice where a deep, unconscious exhale occurs, releasing old tensions and making space for new truths. Phase 1. Decode the distortion. Before you can fully access the pristine, powerful galactic codes that are embedded within your being, you must first comprehend and consciously decode why they have historically been difficult to reach, why their signal has been obscured. Your energy field, that luminous, intricate, and layered architecture of subtle energy that surrounds, permeates, and animates your physical form, has been acting like a highly sensitive sponge, absorbing a myriad of frequencies from this dense earthly environment since the very moment of your birth. Frequencies laden with fear, with scarcity, with pervasive feelings of unworthiness, and the deeply ingrained, often unquestioned belief that reality is fixed, immutable, and that the individual self is inherently small, powerless, and separate. These adopted frequencies are not your native vibration. They are not the truth of who you are at a soul level, but they have been sitting, accumulating, and interfering within your energetic field like persistent static on a finely tuned transmission line, constantly interrupting the clear, powerful signal you came here to broadcast from your authentic self. The very first foundational act of awakening is not an act of addition, of acquiring more knowledge or more practices. Paradoxically, it is an act of profound, deliberate subtraction. It is the conscious, compassionate, yet utterly firm act of asking yourself, with genuine introspection, which beliefs, which emotional patterns, which energetic imprints residing in my energy field actually belong to the authentic, sovereign me, and which ones did I absorb, like an innocent, energetic sponge, from a world, a collective consciousness, that was operating at a vibrational frequency far beneath my own intrinsic light. You do not, in your essence, need to be fixed, for you were never broken. Your true self is whole and perfect. What you profoundly need to do is to consciously, deliberately, and with great love, stop carrying the immense energetic baggage of what was never, authentically, yours to begin with. When you begin to powerfully distinguish, with increasing clarity, between your native, inherent frequency, the pure, resonant hum of your soul, and the accumulated noise, the static, the distortions, and the limiting beliefs of a reality, still very much in its own arduous awakening process, something truly extraordinary, something deeply alchemical, begins to occur within your being. The dormant galactic codes, those blueprints of your cosmic origin lying latent within your energy field, begin to reactivate. Slowly at first, perhaps subtly, like a faint signal slowly finding its range, barely perceptible. Then, with increasing clarity, intensity, and undeniable certainty, like a radio frequency perfectly locking into resonant harmony, revealing the full, rich sound of your cosmic song. The distortion, the static, the interference was never the truth of who you are. It was never a flaw in your design. It was, rather, the ultimate test of you. A test of discernment, of resilience, of unwavering self-remembrance. And the very fact that you are here, listening to these words, feeling their resonance, means you are already passing it with flying colors. Phase 2. Awaken the blueprint. Your DNA is far more than merely a biological instruction set, a chemical code dictating the formation of your physical body. It is, in its profound multidimensionality, a living, vibrating galactic archive. Within the mesmerizing, spiraling structure of your genetic material lives an astounding wealth of encoded information that extends exponentially far beyond the limited boundaries of this single incarnation, this current human lifetime. This archive holds the sacred records of your star lineage, the intricate vibrational templates of your cosmic family, and the precise mission parameters that were intricately written into your cellular architecture, inscribed into your very being, long before you ever arrived in this particular body, on this particular planet. The reason that the awakening process so often feels like a deep, powerful remembering, rather than an acquisition of entirely new knowledge or a laborious learning process, is precisely because it is. You are not acquiring novel spiritual information that was previously unknown to you. You are, in essence, becoming a conscious decoder, deciphering what was already intricately written inside you, stored in a sacred, ancient language that predates all human thought, all earthly constructs. It is the language of light, of frequency, of pure cosmic consciousness. When you consciously engage with practices that naturally elevate and expand your vibration, when you dedicate time to meditation, allowing the mind to still and the inner wisdom to surface, when you immerse yourself in the soothing, restorative embrace of nature, reconnecting with Earth's primal frequencies, when you courageously allow yourself to feel emotions fully, deeply, and authentically, processing them rather than suppressing their vital energy, when you follow the compelling, oft undeniable threads of curiosity that lead you back to galactic themes, to cosmic questions, to the mysteries of the universe, and to the profound depths of your own origins. You are not simply escaping the mundane confines of physical reality. No, you are doing something far more profound. You are actively engaging with and activating your intrinsic blueprint. You are providing the necessary energy and focus for these dormant codes to ignite. This magnificent blueprint, your soul's master plan, does not demand your complete intellectual understanding or analytical comprehension in order to function. It operates on a deeper level. What it profoundly requires is your willingness, your unwavering willingness to surrender to its intelligence. It requires that you stop telling yourself, through the filters of societal conditioning or self-doubt, that your inner knowing is too strange, too vast, too utterly unexplainable by conventional means to be trusted. The very strangeness you feel, the sense of being an enigma to yourself and others, is not a pathology, not a flaw to be corrected. It is, in fact, an exquisite precision. It is your unique, multidimensional blueprint, recognizing its own cosmic coordinates, its own signature frequency, its own profound truth within the vastness of existence. You are not broken, you never were. You are intricately encoded. And the encoding, the divine design of your being, is absolutely flawless. Phase 3. Anchor higher self. There exists a pervasive, yet ultimately incomplete version of spiritual awakening that mistakenly treats expanded consciousness as an ultimate escape from the perceived limitations and densities of physical reality. It often manifests as a desire for retreat into higher, lighter dimensions, a profound disengagement from the often messy, challenging, yet utterly vital material world. But let me be unequivocally clear, that is not fundamentally what you came here for. Your soul did not choose this dense incarnation to simply transcend it and vanish. Your profound mission is not to leave Earth vibrationally, to abandon its unfolding journey. Your sacred purpose, as an incarnated starseed, is to powerfully bring higher vibrational templates, the luminous frequencies of universal love, harmony, and cosmic truth, into Earth's energetic field, and to meticulously anchor them here, into the very fabric of this planet. You are, in essence, a living, breathing bridge between dimensions, and a bridge, in order to hold any significant weight, to serve its purpose effectively, must be firmly and securely grounded on both ends, in the celestial and in the terrestrial. Anchoring your higher self, therefore, means undertaking the patient, consistent, and sometimes decidedly unglamorous work of stabilizing your expanded awareness, your cosmic perceptions, and your awakened consciousness within the very fabric of your ordinary, daily, human experience. It means making conscious decisions, moment by moment, breath by breath, from the profound wisdom of your highest knowing, even when the immediate external evidence around you does not yet fully reflect the higher reality you are holding, the future you are co-creating. It means courageously remaining present and fully engaged in the body, in your relationships, in the rich tactile textures of physical life, while simultaneously maintaining the broader, expansive awareness that all of this, every human experience, every struggle, every triumph, exists within a much vaster, more luminous, multidimensional field of consciousness. This, my friends, is the sacred discipline of the incarnated starseed. It is not found in the fleeting drama of a grand vision or a sudden revelation, but in the quiet, unwavering faithfulness of living that vision, of embodying that truth. One grounded, one embodied, one frequency consistent moment at a time. It is the steady, conscious choice to bring heaven to earth, not to abandon earth for heaven. When you truly anchor your higher self, you do not just initiate a profound transformation within your own individual life. You fundamentally alter the energetic blueprint of every space you inhabit, every relationship you nurture, every system you move through, every interaction you engage in. You become a living, vibrating recalibration point, a profound energetic beacon. That is not merely a poetic metaphor. That is, in its deepest sense, your cosmic function. Phase 4. Activate the field. Your consciousness is not a passive receiver, simply absorbing information from the universe. Far from it. Your consciousness is an extraordinarily powerful active transmitter. It is a broadcasting station, constantly emitting a unique energetic signature. And the frequency you consciously or unconsciously emit into the world is not determined by how much spiritual knowledge you intellectually know or how eloquently you can articulate the nuances of your awakening journey. Rather, it is profoundly determined by the vibrational state you consciously choose to inhabit. Moment by moment, breath by breath, thought by thought. This is a fundamental principle of energetic reality. This realization is perhaps the most liberating truth available to an awakened starseed consciousness. You do not need to embark on an exhausting quest to convince anyone else of your truth. You do not need to constantly explain your profound inner knowing, or defend the unique frequency you carry, or anxiously wait for external validation, permission, or acknowledgement from others before you begin to broadcast your authentic light at full capacity. Your truth is self-evident to those ready to receive it. The very moment you stabilize within your authentic vibrational signature, the moment you consciously choose to embody your true frequency without apology or reservation, you automatically begin to influence your surrounding environment, simply by being present within it. It's an energetic law. People may suddenly feel an inexplicable sense of calm or peace when they are around you, without consciously understanding why. Seemingly random situations begin to shift in your energetic orbit with an inherent coherence and a benevolent alignment that cannot be fully explained by conventional, linear logic. Synchronicities, Those magical signposts from the universe accelerate in their frequency and precision. Aligned souls, your soul family, begin to appear in your life with uncanny timing, drawn to your resonant frequency like moths to a flame. This, dear ones, is not magic in the sense of defying natural law. This is pure physics, the profound, intricate physics of a consciousness that has consciously returned to absolute resonance with its original, pristine frequency, and is now powerfully emitting that coherent frequency into a world that is profoundly hungry, desperate even, for recalibration, for harmony, for a new way of being. You are not merely here to intellectualize or talk about the shift in global consciousness. You are here, in your magnificent embodiment, to be that shift. Phase 5. Trust the timeline. If there is one area where incarnated starseeds experience the most persistent, often debilitating and sustained suffering, it is in their complex relationship with time. There is a deeply ingrained feeling that they are perpetually late, that the grand awakening is taking too long, that they should already be further along in their mission, their healing journey, their personal expansion. This creates an internal pressure cooker, a profound sense of urgency, and often self-judgment that only hinders the natural flow of their unfolding. It is time to release that, completely and without condition. Lay down the burden of linear expectation. Your timeline, from a cosmic perspective, is not delayed. It is exquisitely precise. Every interval between activations, every period of apparent stillness or even perceived regression, every moment when the signals seem to disappear entirely, leaving you in a void of uncertainty. These were not failures in your soul's intricate program. On the contrary, they were the program. They were necessary periods of integration, of grounding, of deeper encoding, happening beneath the surface of your conscious awareness. Galactic time, you must understand, does not move in the linear, sequential progression that Earth consciousness has normalized and become accustomed to. It moves in profound spirals, in powerful pulses, in quantum leaps that can appear without warning after long periods of invisible yet vital preparation. Everything you have lived through, every challenging experience, every moment of disorienting confusion, every night of inexplicable grief or longing, every single time you felt too profoundly different to belong, too unique to be understood, all of it was meticulously building pressure in your energetic field. And pressure, when applied to a raw, unformed crystal, does not destroy it. Quite the opposite. It compresses, purifies, and ultimately creates light. You are that crystal, forged in the crucible of earthly experience. And the brilliant, multifaceted light you are now beginning to emit, the resonance you are radiating, is the direct, alchemical result of every single moment of compression, every challenge, every test of faith you courageously endured. The timeline was never working against you, never sabotaging your progress. It was always, precisely, working through you, guiding your intricate unfolding with cosmic intelligence. Phase 6. Receive the remembrance. There comes a profound, grace-filled point in the awakening journey when the relentless effort shifts, when the intense seeking, the constant striving, the ceaseless reaching for answers finally eases its grip. It is the moment when you cease trying so hard to become something new, something more, and instead, you begin to allow yourself to deeply, gently, and profoundly remember what you already inherently are. This is the sacred phase of receptivity, and it demands a specific, often counterintuitive, kind of courage. The courage to be still. The courage to consciously stop filling every silence, every moment of quiet, with more information, more frantic searching, more incessant doing. It is the courage to simply sit inside the vast, open frequency of your own expanded awareness, the sacred inner space, and to unconditionally trust that what truly needs to arise, what truly needs to be unveiled from within, will arise in its own perfect timing, without force or manipulation. Remembrance, when it arrives, is not always dramatic or ostentatious. It does not always manifest as a vivid vision, a booming voice from the cosmos, or a sudden overwhelming cascade of galactic images, though sometimes, in its divine playfulness, it may. More often, it arrives as a quiet, profound settling within your being. A deep, pervasive sense of internal coherence. A feeling that everything has finally clicked into its rightful place. A truth that was always just beneath the surface of your striving, your seeking, your questioning. It is a recognition, calm, utterly certain, and beautifully undefended by the ego, that you intrinsically know who you are, that you have in fact always known, that the knowing was simply waiting patiently for the profound stillness, the inner quietude, in which its subtle yet undeniable frequency could finally be heard, fully received, and deeply integrated. When you receive your remembrance, you do not need to announce it to the world. You do not need to frantically prove its validity to anyone, for its truth resides in your very being. You simply need to carry it, faithfully, consistently, radiantly, and with profound grace, into every single dimension of your life, allowing it to inform your actions, your words, your presence. That quiet, unwavering carrying of your inherent truth is the mission itself. Phase 7. Embody the return. The final phase of this profound activation, this journey of cosmic remembrance, is not a finite destination to be reached and then left behind. It is rather an entirely new way of being. It is a state of integrated presence. Embodying your full return to cosmic awareness means consciously integrating everything that has surfaced throughout your journey. The often uncomfortable shifts and the breathtaking clarity, the deep grief for what was lost, and the exhilarating joy of rediscovery, the beautiful ordinariness of your daily human life, and the extraordinary, undeniable nature of the galactic essence you carry within it. All of it is woven into a unified, coherent, and powerfully resonant field of presence. This is the alchemy of incarnation. It means no longer splitting yourself, energetically or psychologically, between the human aspect who lives, breathes, and experiences life on Earth, and the vast galactic consciousness that originated elsewhere, in distant star systems. It means recognizing, with profound acceptance and unconditional love, that you are both, fully and simultaneously, in every single moment, and that the conscious, deliberate, and courageous integration of those two magnificent realities, the terrestrial and the celestial, within one physical body, within one human life, experienced moment by moment, breath by breath, that truly is the actual sacred work of your incarnation. You did not choose to come here, to descend into this density, with the ultimate goal of eventually leaving this planet and returning to the stars in a physical sense. You came here, with purpose and intention, to make this specific place, this dense, magnificent, struggling, luminous planet Earth. Feel the stars from the inside out, through your embodied presence, to infuse its very fabric with the light, love, and wisdom of the cosmos. That is the profound meaning of embodiment. And the most beautiful truth of all is that it is not something you have to strive for in the distant future. It is already happening within you, right now. Now receive this final transmission, not as something external, given to you from the outside, but as something your own magnificent, awakened awareness has been patiently waiting for, finally ready to say aloud, to articulate, to declare into your reality. You are not lost. You have never for a single moment been truly lost. What felt like profound wandering, like stumbling through darkness, was actually a meticulous process of orientation. Your vast consciousness learning the intricate terrain, understanding the frequencies, and mapping the very environment it was precisely sent here to transform. Every single false path you believed you took, every seeming misstep, taught you the true one with unerring clarity. Every door that appeared closed, every dead end, merely redirected you with an exactitude and precision that only becomes fully visible from this awakened vantage point. The confusion, the bewilderment, the searching that brought you to this very moment was not, I assure you, a symptom of being forgotten or abandoned by the universe. Quite the opposite. It was profound evidence of how carefully, how tenderly, and how intelligently the universe was tending to your awakening, meticulously ensuring that you arrived at this point not with inherited, theoretical certainty, but with a deeply lived, truly embodied, and utterly unshakable knowing that has been forged in the fires of your own experience. Your cosmic origins are not some distant, elusive truth that you need to prove to others, or locate through arduous seeking, or earn access to through external achievements. They are, in their profound essence, the very frequency from which your consciousness was originally woven, the foundational note of your soul song. They are as native, as inherent, and as fundamental to you as the steady, rhythmic beat of your own physical heartbeat. The remembrance that is powerfully surfacing in you right now, that deep stirring, that unmistakable recognition, that sense of something immense, something ancient, finally becoming legible within your being, is not a beginning in the linear sense. It is a return. A grand, magnificent return to your authentic self. You, in your sovereign wisdom, chose this planet. You chose this precise time in humanity's unfolding. You chose to descend into its density, with enough of your vast cosmic light temporarily veiled, specifically so that you could move through the rich, complex tapestry of the human experience with unparalleled authenticity, gather the invaluable wisdom and profound empathy that only density can teach, and then, at precisely the right moment, which is always, divinely now, allow the full, radiant resonance of what you truly are to surface and powerfully radiate into the world, without logi, without reservation, and without compromise. The hidden truths about yourself, the profound insights into your multidimensional nature that are currently resurfacing within you, are not random surprises or unexpected occurrences. They are, in fact, precisely scheduled arrivals. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, meticulously set this cosmic calendar before you were ever born into this body. And every single synchronicity that has been steadily accumulating in your life, every inexplicable knowing that defies logic, every perfectly timed encounter with a soul reflection, every piece of information that landed in your awareness like a profound recognition rather than new, unfamiliar data, has been a precise coordinate, a celestial waypoint, guiding you back. You are being navigated home, not to a distant place in the cosmos, not to a far-off planet that exists solely outside of yourself, but to the profound truth of your own authentic frequency, a frequency now expanded, beautifully aligned, powerfully activated, and entirely ready to embody its full potential. Tonight, before you surrender to the embrace of sleep, make a sacred ritual. Speak these words with conscious intention and resonant conviction into the air of your sacred space, into the very fabric of your reality. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I carry my mission with grace, clarity, and full presence. I am the return I was waiting for. Let these potent words land deeply in your body. Feel them not just in your analytical mind, but allow them to penetrate your physical form. Feel their truth reverberate in your chest, expanding your heart. Feel them ground into your hands, empowering your creations. Feel them connect deeply into the soles of your feet, where you make sacred contact with the earth you so purposefully came here to recalibrate, to infuse with higher light. You are not almost awake. You are awake. And the only thing left, the true sacred work now, is to live as if that profound truth is completely, unequivocally, and beautifully true. Because it is. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what is forming here. Drop one intention in the comments. Something real, Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This is not content, it is collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You are not just watching. You are expanding. This is your space, and we are just getting started. And if your heart is calling for guidance on divine love and sacred union, I also bring transmissions on Arcturian heart wisdom, where we explore the twin flame journey, heart healing, and attracting your divine counterpart. You'll find the link in the description.